as simple. AWS is collection of services. You can see a drop down list where you find list of all the services, out of which we are experiencing the first service that's called as EC2. That's fine. But if you want to log into AWS, if you want to also practice this AWS services, you should have an AWS account. I'm sure many of you are already having AWS account, but there are many participants who are not having AWS account. First, I'll show you how to create a new AWS account. I recommend all the participants, if you're not having an AWS account, immediately after the session, follow the steps. Immediately after the session, follow the steps and create your new AWS account. It's pretty simple. Okay, so let's experience how to create a new AWS account. Let me log out. I have logged out of AWS Management Console, close. I'm showing you how to create a new AWS account. If you want to create a new AWS account, you should have email address. That's nothing special. We already have our email address. You should have mobile number. No problem. We all have mobile numbers. That's not a problem. In case if you're having two mobile numbers, if you're maintaining two mobile numbers, if you're maintaining two SIM cards, please use the mobile number which is linked to your bank account. If you are using two mobile numbers, okay, please use the mobile number which is linked to your bank account. You should have a debit card. Credit card could be difficult, but debit card is easy. Whenever you open an account, you get a debit card, isn't it? These are the three prerequisites. If you have your email address, we all have email address, we all have mobile number, we all have debit card. If you have these three details, you can go ahead and create a new AWS account. You can go ahead and create a new AWS account. So let's proceed. Let's experience how can we create a new AWS account. The URL is aws.amazon.com. You already know it. Let's log into the URL again. I already have an account, so I click on sign into the console. As I already have an account, I enter my email address and I enter my password. But in case if you're not having an AWS account, can you see there's an option of creating a new AWS account here? You have an option of creating a new AWS account. So click on this create new AWS account. Yes. Sign up for AWS. Step one, this is step one. You need to enter your email address. This is the login password. When I have shown you how to log into AWS, if you want to log into AWS, you need to enter your email address and password. This is your email address and the login password. AWS account name should be unique. So please enter your name and make sure that the account name is unique. So this is stage one. In stage one, step one, what you need to do, enter your email address, enter the password. I already have prepared a document. This document will be handy for you. I clearly created a document with a step-by-step process, which helps you to create a new AWS account. I created a document which helps you to create a new AWS account. Step one. Step one, you need to enter your email address, enter the password. I think it is very clear. Provide your email address, provide the login password, provide your AWS account name, click on continue. So we have furnished our email address in step one. Next. Look at this. Step two, when you click on next, this is very important. Please focus. AWS provides two types of accounts. One is professional account, the other one is personal account. We are creating AWS for our personal use. We are creating AWS account for your personal use, isn't it? For our practice purpose. So please go for personal. If you're a freelancer, if you're providing AWS services to your client, helping clients to manage their infrastructure, then go for professional account. Otherwise, as we are learning for ourselves, go for personal. Account type should be personal. Next, provide your mobile number, provide the right country. I have seen some participants providing India mobile number, country as US. So make sure that the combination is right. So we need to furnish a mobile number in step 2. Step 1, we have furnished our email address, login password, and step 2, you need to provide your mobile number. We already have provided mobile number in this. Provide the right country. Step 3, payment information. It will ask you to link your debit card or credit card. Both are allowed. Better to go with debit card. Enter your debit card details. Enter the expiration date, card holder name. So look at this. I have furnished my details. You can see here. I have furnished my details. I have provided my CVV number. It will ask you, do you have PAN? Providing PAN is not mandatory. So please select it as no and verify and add. Please mention your debit card details. One important point. Visa card will work. MasterCard will work. RuPay card will not work. Make sure when you're entering your debit card details, your debit card should be a Visa card or a MasterCard. RuPay card will not work. Next point. Your debit card should be enabled for international transactions. Your debit card should be enabled for international transactions. Okay. By default, your debit card will not be enabled for international transactions. You need to talk to your customer care, bank customer care, and make sure that your debit card is enabled for international transactions. Okay, so these are the 3 important points. If your debit card is not enabled for international transactions, your AWS account will fail. At the end, it will ask you, it will not be created. So make sure that the RuPay card will not work. So you please enter Visa or MasterCard, enable the card for international transactions. Perfect. Verify and add. Next. You get an OTP to verify whether the debit card details what you're providing is correct or not. A 2 rupees will be deducted from your account. Next. Enter your mobile number one more time. The second time, we already have entered mobile number in step 2. You need to enter the mobile number, same mobile number which is linked to your bank account. Please enter the mobile number one more time. It will verify whether the mobile number is correct or not by sending an SMS. There's one more OTP. One OTP to verify whether the debit card is correct or not. One more OTP to verify whether the mobile number is correct or not. Scroll down, provide the valid mobile number. Next, very important. AWS provides 3 types of plans. AWS provides 3 types of plans: basic plan, developer plan, and business plan. To learn AWS, basic plan is more than enough. Go for basic plan. Basic plan is free for a period of 12 months. When you're creating an AWS account, select the plan as basic plan. The basic plan is free for a period of 12 months. So when you create an AWS account today, you can use it for 1 year for free. So please go for basic plan. That's more than enough. Select your role, mention your interest in which technology. That's it. You get a thank you message and you get a confirmation saying, you get an email saying that your AWS account has been successfully created. As once your AWS account is successfully created, you can log into your AWS like I have shown you. Enter your email address, provide your password. When you log in, the first landing page is called as AWS Management Console. Clear about this? So it's very simple. I've just shown you how to create a new AWS account. It's very simple. The only thing is that you need to provide right mobile numbers, provide the right debit card, make sure that the debit card is enabled for international transactions, select it as a basic plan or free plan. That's nothing but a basic plan. That's it. AWS provides 2 types of accounts, professional account and personal account. Go for personal account. That's it. Your AWS account can be created in just a matter of 10 minutes. So please, I recommend you after completing this session, I hope you have understood. I'll be sharing this document. I'll be sharing this document as a reference, this document which I've shown you, the PDF. So you can use this document as a reference and go ahead and create a new AWS account. We are done with our agenda for today's session. The first session, we have first point, we are done with creating a new AWS account. As I have an AWS account, I will log into my AWS account. Okay. Before logging into AWS account, let's have a quick questionnaire. Any questions? Any questions? Yes. Abhishek Ran.
Hi, Sunil. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Yeah.
Yesterday we tried to log on to this WhatsApp groups, but both the groups were full.
Okay. Thank you. Right now, I'll be sharing one more one more WhatsApp group. This is important because the communication happens through the WhatsApp group about this particular batch. Just shared you WhatsApp group link. This is use this link, and please do not join duplicate groups. If you're one among the batch 77, that's enough. There are a lot of groups, 77 - 17, 18, 19, 20. There are a lot of groups. Okay, so please, if you're not part of WhatsApp group, please, I have just sent you the WhatsApp group joining link. Pick up the links from the chat box, and please join the WhatsApp group in 20. If 20 is full, please do not join duplicate. If 20 is full, please join 21. If 21 is full, please join 22. I've provided 3 WhatsApp groups, whichever is available. Please go ahead and join the WhatsApp group. Clear, Kiran? Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Thank you.
Did you join?
I tried the first one, did not work. And I'm trying the other two.
Perfect. Clear about how to create a new AWS account, Kiran?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you already have an AWS account or you're completely new?
No, completely.
So please go ahead and create a new AWS
Sure.
account.
After this session, I will create one.
Thank you. As I have an AWS account, the URL is aws.amazon.com. The landing page is AWS Management Console. I log into my AWS account. Logged in. Yes, the landing page is AWS Management Console. Now let's get into the first service called as EC2. Let's learn the first service called as EC2. So before getting into EC2, let's try to understand what do you mean by EC2. Okay, look at this. As per the definition, stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. What does that mean? Please have a look at it. Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, that's EC2, provides a scalable computing capacity in AWS. EC2 eliminates need to invest in hardware upfront so that you can deploy applications, develop and deploy applications faster. Let's simplify this. Let's simplify. As we know, our specialty is simplicity. Let's simplify this particular concept of EC2. Look at this. I want to learn. Let's simplify the concept of EC2 service. I want to learn Linux commands. Friends, I want to learn Linux commands. Tell me, this is Windows operating system. Am I right? My laptop is installed with Windows operating system. Now tell me, can I learn Linux in Windows operating system? Impossible. If you want to learn Linux, you need a Linux operating system. Am I right? So, but my laptop is having Windows operating system. Option 1, what I can do, I'll format my laptop. Isn't it? Because my plan is to learn Linux, I'll format my laptop and then I'll install Linux so that happily I can learn Linux. This is option 1. As my laptop is coming with Windows operating system, but my plan is to learn Linux, I can format my laptop, install Linux so that I can learn Linux on my laptop. This is option 1. Option 2, I can install Linux on VMware. Look at this. This is my Windows operating system. Am I right? Windows 10. Can you see here we have VMware? There's an application called VMware. I open this. Yes, the VMware workstation is open. Let's try to understand how exactly it works. I have a hardware layer. Hardware layer is nothing but my personal laptop. My personal laptop configuration is coming with some 8 gigabyte memory. Okay. And then i7 processor and the 500 GB of storage hard drive. And what is the actual operating system which is running my hardware? The actual operating system which is installed on my laptop is Windows 10. You can see my laptop is running on Windows 10. On top of Windows 10, I have installed a application called VMware. You can see on Windows 10, I have installed an application called as VMware Virtualization Technology. Inside the VMware, you can see I have created a virtual machine Linux. On top of VMware, I have installed Linux operating system. Perfect. So whenever I want to practice Linux, I open my VMware, I start my Linux machine. It's a virtual machine virtualization technology. Let's wait for the Linux machine to get started. Yes, you're right. You can see the Linux machine is started. So whenever I want to practice Linux, I open my Linux machine. This is a virtual machine. I right click, I open the terminal. I can learn the Linux commands, ls to see list of all the files, and I can learn Linux. Whenever I'm done learning the Linux, I can stop my virtual machine and I can be back to my Windows machine. See, am I formatting my Windows machine? No, I'm not formatting my Windows machine. I have created a virtual machine. So VMware is a technology, virtualization technology, wherein you can create a virtual machines. You can create a Linux machine if you want. You can create a Solaris machine, whichever you want. You can create it. This is option 2. This is better, right? Option 2 is much more better. Whenever I want to my day-to-day activities, I can use my Windows operating system. And whenever I want to learn Linux, I can happily power on the Linux machine on VMware and I can learn Linux and then I can suspend the Linux machine. Perfect. Clear about this? So concept of virtualization is all about creating your own machines as per the requirement. So we have created a Linux machine on VMware. Clear? Whenever you are able to run the Linux machine, you can see you can every virtual machine, this Linux is a virtual machine, needs 3 hardware components. This virtual machine needs 3 hardware components. It also needs RAM. RAM is nothing but memory. It also needs processor. It also needs hard drive. Yes, I have 8 gigabyte memory, out of which I have allocated how much RAM. You can see here this virtual machine Red Hat Linux, I have allocated 3.9 GB of memory. Out of my RAM, I have allocated, out of my memory, I have allocated 50%, that is close to 4 GB of RAM I have allocated to my virtual machine. So when I run this Linux machine, it will consume that 4 GB of RAM which I have allocated. How many processors I have allocated? 2 processors I have allocated. And how much hard disk space I have allocated? Out of 500 GB of hard drive space, so I have allocated how much? You can see here hard disk has 60 GB. So every virtual machine needs 3 important hardware components. It needs RAM, it needs processor, it needs hard disk tech. Out of my 8 gigabyte memory, I have allocated 4 GB RAM to this Linux machine. Out of 500 GB of hard drive space, what I have allocated 60 GB to this hard Linux machine. And I have allocated 2 processors out of my i7 processor, so that the Linux machine will consume these hardware resources. My Linux machine will consume these hardware resources and runs as per my requirement. Clear? Am I clear how exactly the virtual you are creating? You are partitioning your hardware as per the requirements, and you're creating machine out of it. Perfect. Clear? Clear about this? Any questions? It's pretty simple. Anonymous attendee. May I know your name? Perfect. Clear? This is option 2. In option 2, you have to allocate hardware resources out of our laptop. This is option 2. Option 3, you don't need to allocate RAM from your laptop. You don't need to allocate processor from your laptop. You don't need to allocate hard disk from your laptop. You can create the same virtual machine on AWS cloud. The same Linux machine, you can create it on AWS cloud. Whatever the Linux machine or Windows machine, whichever you want, you can create it on AWS cloud. Clear? So EC2 service is used to, so you don't need to allocate your hardware. AWS is having hundreds of terabytes of hardware, millions of terabytes of RAM, millions of processors are available in the AWS data centers. So you are able to create your own virtual machines. You can able to create your own virtual machines on the AWS data center. So how can you create your own virtual machines as per the requirement on the AWS data center? By using a service called as EC2. So EC2 service stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, is helping you to create your own virtual machines as per the requirement. You want a Linux machine, you can go ahead and create it. If you want to create a Windows machine, you can go ahead and create it. If you want to create a Mac operating system, you can go ahead and create it. Whatever the operating Solaris you want, you can go ahead and create it. Whatever you want, you can go ahead and create it as per the requirement, using a service called as EC2. EC2 service as simple as simplified. It's able to create virtual machines not on your personal laptops. You'll be creating virtual machines on AWS data center as per the requirements. Clear about the concept of EC2. EC2 service is all about creating instances. Instances are nothing but creating virtual machines as per the requirement. Am I clear? Am I clear explaining you the concept of EC2 service and the need for EC2? Please respond in the chat box. Perfect. So EC2 service is used to create your own virtual machines. If you want Linux, go ahead and create it. If you want Windows, go ahead and create it. Not on your personal laptop, on the AWS data center. Got it? If you want to create a Mac operating system, go ahead and create it. If you want Solaris, go ahead and create it. Whatever the operating system, whatever the memory you want, whatever the hard disk, whatever you want, you can go ahead and create it using a service called as EC2. So thank you very much for your responses. So let's learn what's our plan for our today's session. My plan for today's session is not showing you Linux machine. My plan for today's session is I want to start with Windows. I want to show you how to create a Windows machine. What's my plan for our today's session? I want to show you how to create a Windows machine. Understood EC2. EC2 is all about creating virtual machines on AWS data center. Let's learn how to create a new Windows machine. Let's learn. Perfect. Let's close this. I logged into AWS. I logged into AWS Cloud Services. I'm selecting the first service called as EC2. This is how the EC2 dashboard looks like. Instances, dedicated host. This is how the EC2 dashboard looks like. Please go ahead with instances. Select instances. Instances are nothing but the virtual machines. As you can see, I already have how many instances? I already have 3 instances in my account. When you're using for the first time, you will have 0 instances. So please ignore my 3 instances. These 3 instances I'm using for a different batch. So please ignore my existing instances. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a new instance. These 3 instances are already I have created instances, which a different purpose. Now I'm showing you how to create a new instance. What do you mean instance? Instance is nothing but a virtual machine. So you can say it as instance is nothing but a computer. You can say I'm creating a new computer. You can say I'm creating a new machine, new box, new PC, new server. All these are called as instance. Instance is nothing but a new machine or a new computer, new server. So whatever you want, all these are synonyms. So I can say it as instance. So what I'm doing now, what we are doing, we are learning how to create a new Windows instance. Let's proceed. We are learning how to create a new Windows instance. Please proceed. Please focus on the step-by-step process. Can you see here we have launch instances? Yes. Because you want a new instance, click on launch instances. As you can see, creating a new instance is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 step process. As you can see, creating a new instance is a 7-step process. Most of the steps are pretty simple. Okay. So how many steps process it is? A 7-step process. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, 5, 6. Let's take a note of each and every step. What are we doing in each step? Step 1, choose AMI. Choose AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. In simple words, it's all about selecting the operating system. Amazon Machine Image is nothing but the operating system. Amazon Machine Image is nothing but an operating system. So which operating system you want? You can go for Amazon Linux. You can create a Red Hat Linux machine. Okay, we can create a SUSE Linux. You can create an Ubuntu flavor. Okay, you have a lot of options. You can see Windows machines. There are a lot of operating systems available. What's our plan? To create a Windows machine. Okay, so let's scroll down. Okay, Windows Server 2019. Perfect. Okay, so let's select this operating system. Make sure that when you're selecting an operating system, make sure that it is eligible for free tier. If you're selecting an operating system, make sure that the operating system is eligible for free tier, because I hope you know the account what we have created is a free tier account. There are some operating systems which are not eligible for free tier. Can you see this is eligible for free tier, but this one is not eligible for free tier. This is operating system with SQL Server. It's not free tier. So make sure that the operating system what you're selecting is eligible for free tier. So this is eligible for free tier. So let's select this operating system. Step 1 is all about selecting the operating system. Next. Step 2, instance type. Step 2 is selecting the instance type. There are different types of instances. There are different types of instances. Please read this table: T2 nano, T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium, T2 large, T3 medium, T3 large, T3. There are a lot of instances. There are different types of instances. Look at this, a lot of combinations. So you need to select instance type. What type of instance you're planning to create? Observe all these instance types. There's only one instance type which is eligible for free tier. Rest of all the instances types are not eligible for free tier. Only T2 micro is eligible for free tier. Clear? So select this T2 micro. So second step is instance type of instance. What type of instance we have selected? T2 micro. Next point. You may have a question. Sunil, you're creating a Windows machine. Okay, very good. On AWS data center, fine. May I know the hardware configuration of this Windows machine? How much RAM this Windows machine will have? What should be the hard disk of this particular Windows machine? How many processors this Windows machine is having? Can you provide the configuration details? Yes. The T2 micro is the instance type which you have selected. This comes with 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. The Windows machine which we are creating is coming with 1 CPU and how much RAM? 1 GB RAM. So I have providing you the configuration: 1 GB memory and 1 CPU. Got it? So only thing hard disk configuration is pending. You'll understand that when I explain about the storage. So T2 is about defining the configuration. So my machine comes with 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. When you say that, Sunil, 1 GB RAM is very less, I want to go with 8 GB RAM. Here you have a combination of 8 GB RAM and 2 CPUs. Okay, that instance type is called as T2 large, but it is not eligible for free tier. I hope you are understanding. So this is free tier account options are more than enough for us to understand all the services. So I'm going with T2 micro instance. That means this Windows instance which you're creating coming with 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. Next. Step 3, number of instances. In a single shot, you can go ahead and create a single 10 instances also. Okay, so step 3 is all about number of instances. By default, it is 1. So step 3 is all about number of instances. It's 1. Next. Storage. Storage is nothing but hard disk. Storage is nothing but the hard disk. I have provided the configuration of 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. Hard disk, AWS provides you 30 GB of hard disk. Fine. So the hard disk space, the hard drive space of this virtual machine is 30 GB. Now you got all the hardware components. So step 4 is all about storage. Storage is nothing but hard drive. So that is a 30 GB of hard drive. Got it? Step 4. Next. Step 5. Step 5 is all about providing the tags. I will discuss that later. So don't worry. Just click on next. Nothing to do. Step 6. This is important. Security group. This is important. Step 6 is important. Assume that you have successfully created a Windows machine on AWS data center. Assume that you have successfully created a Windows machine on AWS data center. Once your Windows machine is successfully running in AWS data center, from your personal laptop, you want to connect to that Windows machine and you want to experience that Windows machine. I repeat again. Assume that you have successfully created a Windows machine. Once you successfully create a Windows machine, you want to connect to that Windows machine and you want to experience how exactly that Windows machine is behaving. From your personal laptop, if you want to connect to those Windows machine successfully, when can you successfully connect to Windows machine? You can successfully connect to Windows machine only when you can successfully connect to a Windows machine which is running somewhere in the AWS data center. Only when you can connect it to the Windows machine only when port is open. This is very, very important. When can you successfully connect it to the remote machines? When can you successfully connect it to the EC2 machines? You can successfully connect to the EC2 machines only when port is open. Port is something like a gate, point of contact. Our understanding, the port needs to be open. I'll give you some examples. You buy a pen drive. Now you want to use a pen drive. So what do? You connect your pen drive to USB port. Agree? You will connect the pen drive to USB port. Port is nothing but what? Point of communication. Port is nothing but point of communication. It's a gateway. You want to connect your laptop to television. You want to connect your laptop to television. We use what port? HDMI port. That's point of communication. Port is nothing but point of communication. Your port needs to be open so that we can communicate. So in the same way, once your Windows machine is successfully created, when can you connect to Windows machine? You can connect to Windows machine only when the port is open. Clear? So security group is all about ports. Security group is all about ports. You want to open what kind of ports? It automatically recommending you. You don't need to do anything. It automatically recommending you that you need to open RDP port. So what port needs to be opened? RDP port needs to be opened for Windows machines. Very, very important. What port needs to be opened? For Windows machine, we need to open RDP port. The name of the port is the RDP, remote desktop. Here, for Linux machine, we need to open SSH port. So remember that Windows machine, you don't need to do anything. It automatically suggesting you. AWS is intelligent. It is automatically suggested that as you have created selected Windows operating system, it is recommending you to open RDP port. That's fine. So take the default. So in security group, take the default, just click on next. But remember that it is all about dealing with security group. Security group is nothing but ports, or I can say it as dealing with ports. So step 6 is all about dealing with ports. I have opened RDP port. Next, step 7 is to review. Please review the details. The operating system, what you're selecting is Windows Server 2019. This Windows machine comes with 1 CPU and 1 GB memory. Fine. The storage is nothing but the 30 GB of storage for this particular storage. And then that's fine. Security group, what port is open? RDP port is open. So just review all the details and click on launch. That's it. Review the details. Step 7 is just review the details. So it's pretty simple. It's not at all difficult. Review the details, click on launch. And very important point, when you click on launch, please observe, it will ask you to download KeyPair. Very, very important. When you click on launch, it will ask you to download KeyPair. So let's experience it. Before that, in my desktop, I'm creating a folder with the name AWS 11 AM. In my desktop, I have created a folder called AWS 11 AM. Fine. Why did I create this folder? You'll understand. I click on launch. When I click on launch, please observe, select an existing KeyPair or create a new KeyPair. As expected, it is asking you to select an existing KeyPair or create a new KeyPair. So go ahead and create a new KeyPair. So what is KeyPair? I'll explain later. So I'm going ahead and creating a new KeyPair. KeyPair name can be anything. Key pair name can be anything. For example, I'm naming it as my name Sunil with today's date 11. Any name. So that's it. Sunil 11 is the name of the key pair, and you have to download the key pair. Remember where you have downloaded the key pair. So I have key pair downloaded in my desktop. I have created a folder AWS 11 AM. In this download folder, I am downloading the key pair. Yes, you can see the key pair has been downloaded. So when you complete the 7-step process, it will ask you to download a key pair. Yes, I have downloaded a key pair. Very important observation. Key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. You can see here. Key pair is nothing but file with extension .pem, and click on launch. Yes. Scroll down, view instances. You can see these are the 3 previous instances which already have it, and this is the new instance it just now created. It's still pending. So I name it as any name you can write it. I'm naming it as machine 1. Done. You need to wait for a couple of minutes, just a minute, for the machine to get into running state. You have successfully created a Windows machine on AWS data center. You can see previously it was a state was pending. Now the instance is running. Your Windows machine is up and running. Perfect. Perfect. We have successfully created a Windows machine. Got it? Got it? Perfect. Now tell me in which data center it is created. My question is, you have successfully created Windows machine, no doubt, friends. But the point is, in which data center the Windows machine is created. You can see at the right side top, what you can see is as Mumbai. That means this Windows machine is created in the Mumbai data center. AWS is having 25 regions, right? The data centers in 25 regions. We have data centers in Mumbai, you have data centers in Hong Kong, Singapore, Sydney. Agree? I have created a machine in Windows in Mumbai data center. If you want, you can create it in Singapore data center also. Whatever you want, you can go ahead and select it and then create the instance. It's up to you. Anyways, we'll see how to deal with multiple regions in the coming classes. Just for your information, this Windows machine is running in Mumbai data center. Perfect. Clear? Clear about this? We have successfully created a Windows machine. Very important observation. When you complete the concept of creating the Windows machine, at the last step, it is asking you to download. It is asking you to download what? Key pair. Key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. It is downloaded. Where it is downloaded? It is downloaded in a specific folder. I have created AWS 11 AM. In this, the PEM file has been downloaded. Fine. Next. Successfully created a Windows machine. What is key pair? A key pair is a file with extension .pem, and AWS asks you to download the key pair once you create a new machine. Okay, perfect. Any questions? We have successfully created a Windows machine. Any questions? Karthik Shiliveru. Good morning. Karthik, can you hear me? Your question, please.
Yeah. So, Sunil, I have a question. Like, so after going, we have selected a couple of options in all these steps, right? So we have opted free tier option. So basically, so does that mean that by selecting free tier, so will not be charged?
You will not be charged. You are right. You will not be charged because what you have selected is free tier options, isn't it? If you do not select free tier option, there's some operating system which is not eligible for free tier. Karthik, isn't it? Have you observed?
Yes. Yes.
If you select this, so if you select other operating systems which are not eligible for free tier, then you end up getting the bill. Okay. So to avoid the bill, so go for free tier options. Okay.
Okay, fine. So we are utilizing this resource for a free. That means
you are consuming consuming 1 GB RAM of AWS data center, 1 CPU from AWS data center, and 30 GB of storage from the AWS data center, and you have created virtual machine, Windows machine as per your requirement. You are not allocating RAM from your laptop. Am I right, Karthik? Are you understanding?
Correct. Yes.
That's the concept. That's the concept.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Ayaz Ahmed. Good morning. Ayaz Ahmed, good morning. Can you hear me? I can see your hand raised. You are allowed to unmute yourself. Yeah. Yes, your question. Okay. Sorry, we cannot hear you. Asta Joshi,
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
you are audible. Yes, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, sir, I have two queries. My first question is, what is the significance of key pair? And if I'll go for another virtual machine with the EC2 service, so will this key pair created or not?
Yes, you'll understand it. Question 1, what is the use of key pair? Okay. Joshi, Asta Joshi, do you remember
Yes,
we
sir.
at the end we have downloaded a key pair. Agree?
Yeah.
And where did we download the key pair? Somewhere in my desktop, we have created a folder called AWS 11am and we have downloaded a key pair. Very quick observation, key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. Am I right?
Yeah.
What is the use of key pair? You will understand it soon. Okay.
Okay.
And multiple machines can have same key pairs. That's not a problem. We'll discuss that later.
Okay.
Done. What is key pair? Key pair is nothing but file with extension .pem. At the end, it will ask you to download the key pair. What is the use of that key pair? We'll be seeing soon. Now, let's learn how can we connect. My Windows machine is successfully created in Mumbai data center, and I am from Hyderabad. Okay. And I want to connect to that Windows machine which I have just now created and want to experience it. How can you connect it to the Windows machines? Whenever you want to connect to Windows machine, we have an application called Remote Desktop Connection. We have an application called Remote Desktop Connection. This application, you'll get it by default in your Windows machines. You can also try here. Look at this. Can you see Remote Desktop Connection is an application? By default, you get this Remote Desktop application. This is the Remote Desktop Connection is an application which helps you to connect to the remote Windows machines. Fine. Okay. So you know the application what needs to be used is Remote Desktop Connection. Fine. How to connect? What are the credentials which are required to connect? Okay, let's experience it. To connect to the remote machine, we need three details. We need DNS name, username, password. These are the three details which are required to connect to the remote machine. Which machine you want to connect? Tell me. You want to connect which machine? This is the machine which you want to connect, isn't it? So select the machine whichever you want to connect. Select the machine which you want to connect and we have an option of connect button. When you connect, go to RDP client. Go to RDP client. Can you see here? You got the DNS, public DNS. Copy this DNS. You got the DNS. You have these details with you. Now, what is the username? Yes, this is the username. Copy the username. You also got the username. You have got the DNS. You got the username. The only thing what you need to do is to get the password. Can you see we have an option of get password? You have to generate the password. When can you get the password? Only when you have the key pair. The importance of key pair is that as you have the key pair, you are authorized to connect to that Windows machine. As I have the key pair, you are authorized to connect to Windows machine. So I get password, click on get password. When you click on get password, it will ask you to upload the key pair. It is also asking you upload the key pair with the name Sunil 11. What is the name of the key pair? I hope you remember the name of the key pair is Sunil 11. It is asking you to upload the key pair. Remember, as you have the key pair, you can generate the password. Browse in my desktop in the Sunil 11am batch. This is the key pair which I am uploading it. As I have uploaded the key pair and I click on decrypt password. When I click decrypt password, I got the password now. Okay. So I hope you got the question, Joshi. The importance of key pair is that you can generate the password. So for security reasons, if you're not having the key pair, others may have DNS name administrator, but they cannot generate the password. Now I have the password. So key pair helps us in generating the password. Now password is already generated. Now all these details, where I should enter it? All these details, where I should enter it? I should enter in an application called remote desktop connection. So open the remote desktop connection application. In the start, you automatically have this remote desktop connection in your personal laptops. You can try now. Computer is nothing but the DNS name. Provide the DNS name. Provide the DNS name. Got it? Click on connect. Asking for username and password. Click on OK. Click on OK. Please observe what happens. Securely, are you sure you want to connect to this computer? Yes. You are entering into a remote Windows machine, which is somewhere running in Mumbai data center. Please experience it. Let's wait. You have successfully connected to the remote machine, which what is the RAM of this machine? What is the RAM of this particular machine? Go to this PC. Properties. What is the RAM? 1 GB RAM. 1 CPU. What is storage? Storage is nothing but the hard disk. What is the storage, my dear friends? This machine comes with can you see C drive, which is having 29.9 GB. That is nothing but the 30 GB storage. Isn't it? You have not only learned how to create a new Windows machine, you have not only learned how to create a new Windows machine, we have successfully logged into the remote Windows machine. Clear about this? Perfect. It's pretty simple as that. Are you excited? You're not using your memory, you're not using your hard disk, you're not using your processor. As per the requirement, you are creating this virtual machine in somewhere in Mumbai data center. Similarly, you can create Linux machine. That's it. You know how can you do that? Using a service called as EC2. Don't look at this. Look at the definition. This is the definition. Allows you don't need to buy the desktop and install it. You can use the AWS data center and create as per the requirement. Perfect. Clear? Perfect. Thank you very much. Let's stop the chat. Let's say once you're done with working on the Windows machine. So how can you do that? So you need to close the remote desktop. Here you have this remote desktop. Close it happily. Close it. Then back to my actual machine. If you want to connect again, yes. So open the application called remote desktop. Provide the details. DNS name is already available. Administrator is a username. Password, I already have the password with me, so I copy the password and click on OK. Yes, I have successfully connected to the Windows machine. Perfect. So whenever I want, I use EC2 service. So clients use EC2 machines to create their virtual machines as per the requirements. Okay, perfect. So try to understand the concept. So EC2 machine is all about creating the virtual machines. Next point. So I recommend you, so please experience the EC2. I recommend you to please experience the EC2 service. Go ahead and create a new AWS account now. And one important point, Once you create an AWS account, then you can, sometimes it will take some time to get an activated. You get an email saying that the AWS account is created, but it will take sometimes 8 hours to get activated. You get one more email saying that your AWS account is active now, and you can start using AWS account. Sometimes it will take 8 hours, sometimes it will take 10 hours to activate the AWS account. Go ahead and create now, so that by evening you can go ahead and start working it. Okay. Once you're done practicing, please do not log out of AWS. Please do not log out. This is the way you can sign out of AWS, but don't sign out because the machine is running state. Once you're done practicing, select the machine and you need to stop the instance. Don't leave the machine as running state and then go ahead and sign out. No, you have to learn how to manage the instances. Because it is free, you cannot misuse it. You have to use it properly. Once the machine is running state, once you're done working with the instance, what you have to do, you have to stop the instance. Go to instance state. There's an option of stop, which helps you to stop the instance. This will take less than a minute. This will take less than a minute for the machines to get stopped. You can see stopping. It will take less than a minute for the machine to get stopped. Once the machine is stopped, then you can sign out. So that's how you have to use your AWS account and use your EC2 Vision very, very carefully. Jai Narayan Pandey. Good morning.
Yes, sir. I have a question that I'm fine very much. Thank you.
Clear about the today's session of how to create a remote machines using the service called as EC2?
Yes, everything clear, sir. But the question is regarding, I want to share the Zoom link, whichever you will give the screen recording link. Can I share it with my friends?
You're talking about the meeting link.
Yes, meeting link.
Yeah, this is free, right? Anybody can attend.
Okay. No, I was asking that for the screen recording link, the recording link which you have, which you will be sharing in the group, they will be able to get access for it, or should they need to register it from Zoom ID?
They have to register. Go use the Zoom registration link. Okay.
So they are not in group. Can they access it?
Share the WhatsApp group link. Ask them to join the WhatsApp group.
Already have shared him, but every group has been.
Today I have just passed the 3 groups in the chat box.
Yes, I have shared them with all of the 3.
All the 3 are full?
Yes.
All the 3 are full?
Yes, all the 3 are full. Without being registered, they can't able to get access.
1 minute, please.
Okay, sure.
If you are not part of WhatsApp group participants, please join the WhatsApp group. Please do not join duplicate groups. Okay. So this is one more group. Please do not join the WhatsApp group. Please join these 3 groups. Okay. And that will be helpful for you so that you get the updates about this group. Thank you, Narayan.
Yes.
So what's our agenda? Did we meet our agenda for today's session? So we have learned how to create a new AWS account. You know what is EC2 service. EC2 service is all about creating the virtual machines in AWS data center as per the requirements. We have experienced how to create a Windows machine. Very important point, where Windows machine, when you successfully create it, make sure that the RDP port is open. When the port is open, only when you can successfully connect it. And you know, KeyPair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. Once you complete the process of creating the virtual machine, it will ask you to download a KeyPair. KeyPair is nothing but a file with extension of PEM, so that it helps you to generate the password. Not only just creating the Windows machine, you now know how to successfully connect it to the remote machine using the application called as remote desktop. That's our agenda for today's session. What's our plan for tomorrow's session? We are getting more deeper into tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session is to experience how to create a Linux machine. Today we have experienced how to create a Windows machine. Tomorrow we'll be experiencing how to create a Linux machine, not just Linux machine. I want to introduce a concept called as web server. We'll convert that particular Linux machine into a web server, and we'll experience how exactly the web server works. That's our plan for our tomorrow's session. It's very important session. And please do not miss tomorrow's session. That's our plan for today's session. Before let's have a quick questionnaire. Before ending, let's have a quick questionnaire with a couple of participants. Sujit Pathak.
Hi, Sunil.
Yes.
Am I audible?
You are audible. Yes.
Yeah, thanks for your wonderful session. I just wanted to know about the instance that you created in step 3.
1 minute.
On the 7 steps, right? While creating a.
Yeah, I'm referring to that notes.
I guess you.
I think I have closed it. That's
Yeah,
okay. Please tell me.
So we have selected the RAM. We have selected the processor. What
Yes.
is the instance here?
What is it?
Instance here. Instance.
Instance in the sense. Look at this. Launch instances.
Yes.
Step 1, step 2. You're talking about which step?
Step 3. Configure instance. Configure instance.
Step 1 is all about selecting. Let's say if you want Linux machine, we'll be selecting the Linux machine. Step 2 is nothing but instance type. That's about hardware configuration. T2 micro.
Right.
Step 3 is configuring the instance. How many number of instances you want? If you want, you can create 10 instances at one go. Okay.
Instance means the number of machines.
Instance is nothing but machines.
Okay.
Instance is nothing but machines. You can see here how many instances are there in the dashboard.
4.
How many instances are there?
Totally
4. 4 instances. These are the 4 instances. Instances are nothing but machines. Okay.
Okay. All right. Got it, Sunil. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you very much. Nihar Ranjan. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Surya.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. Your question.
Yes. When we are creating any account in AWS, we are providing our credit or debit card details. So it is valid for 1 year, or after 1 year we have to pay the amount.
The AWS account which we are creating is free for a period of 1 year. Okay.
Yes.
After 1 year, you start receiving the bill. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to use only for 1 year, and then you can cancel that AWS account. And if you want, you can create a new AWS account. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay.
Okay. Means if you after it's billing details means for every instant, right?
Yes, you're right. You're right. Once 1 year is completed, you will start receiving the bill for the every mission whichever you have created. So that's the reason better not to continue after 1 year. You can go ahead and create a new AWS account in case if you want it after 1 year. Okay.
And in free time period, if you are running any instance and we are not stopping the instances, we are also getting.
There are some limitations for free tier. We'll see it soon. Okay. No doubt.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. Today's session is all about understanding the service called as EC2. Please do not miss tomorrow's session because we are introducing a concept called web server. Thank you all and see you tomorrow at same time. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Thank you very much. Bye everybody.